for no, B for yes, the Zelda-themed podcast that's currently deep diving into Zelda the Wind Waker. In this episode, we're going to find a big fish. I'm Duke Nukem, obviously, and these are my co-hosts.
I'm Ryan Fonzie, and I'm Tilapia.
Anthony, and 12 shots of espresso straight to your system.
I'm Duke Nukem's ride, for which those aliens are going to pay for shooting up.
They're going to pay.
Okay. I don't fit into this story at all, but that's okay.
You weren't here in the pre.
You've never made the aliens pay for shooting up your ride?
Not
fine.
as a tilapia, no.
Okay.
I never got really big into Duke Nukem, to be honest.
The killer.
Two
tilapia.
words. Shrink gun.
Okay.
I'm here to chew gum and find pearls, and I'm all out of gum.
Yeah, that's They Live.
Yeah, Duke Nukem is They Live.
I mean,
or at least
I could definitely see the through line.
Rowdy Piper. Very much so.
All right. So we're here on the Great Ocean. Coral is like, good job getting that last pearl. Time for that last pearl. So we start crossing the ocean. This is actually, I didn't realize this at first. This is actually when the ocean is opened up to you and you can just go wherever you want. And I think it had to be that way because the place we're going is like on a weird diagonal from where we are. So they didn't want to say like, oh, you gotta, stick to the path when, you could have crossed from that southern line to that northern line at any point. So really they're just like, yeah, just go wherever, you're fine.
Well, this is the first time they've given us like multiple points on the map that they want us to cover. So yeah, it's like time to turn them loose and teach them that they're going to have to go back and forth sometimes.
Right. And so where we're going, I think is like maybe 4 or 5 squares to the west and 1 north, right? Something like that. To what is straight up 3 north. Known as Great Fish Isle.
5 over 1 up, yeah.
There you have it. Did anybody do any side questing before going to Great Fish? Or did y'all just beeline it?
I mean, a bit. I felt, a little left out by going like that I couldn't do auction stuff. So I was like, I'm going to go do auction stuff at least once. And then the auction guy was like, no, you're not. It's stormy. Get out of here.
Oh, no.
So I did, I kind of meandered my way around looking for stuff that I would want to do later. But the game was pretty much like, just go.
just go to Great Fish.
Continue.
Yeah. I mean, I went around, like I went to the cabana, like I talked to the fish. I didn't actually go in.
Oh, I went in
and talked to the fish.
There's nothing you can really do in there yet.
Right.
Other than get stared at.
No, I mean, you can hang off the thing in the middle and you can go down into this like secret place. Ooh, there's a secret place, but then we need something that can hit stuff hard in the secret place.
Yeah.
And I don't have any hardy thing yet, so, what are we going to do?
That one item keeps you away from so much because it's like a critical point.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a few items right now that they're just like,
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to think what else I saw. I think I went around, like I went over to the Rockspire Island, which was like north of Great Fish, to talk to that one special beetle that doesn't identify as a beetle, I guess. I don't know. He wears a Spartan helmet and is very sincere about not being a part of the beetle system, like doesn't have the points going or anything like that. He's like, oh, I've never met you, for sure. Don't know who you are. Buy some stuff.
Well, I always just assume it's the same beetle at every single place, and so this is just for And one of the places he's just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this.
I think he just really doesn't want to give discounts even to his like silver and gold members at that location.
Okay, yeah.
So he throws the helmet on and he's like, "This is a different shop. This is
New shop.
not Beetle system."
What's a beetle?
Exactly.
Republic credits are no good here.
Did buy the bottle there.
Okay, how much was it?
It was 500. He took my entire wallet.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, dude's a criminal. The other two items were beyond the size of my current wallet, and one of them was a heart piece, and I don't remember what the last
Okay.
one was, but yeah, it's just crazy. And he's the dude who will like send you mail about putting a sale on for his goods, and I don't believe it for 1 second.
Yeah,
So,
because I did we get
yeah.
the map, the Beetle map through the mail? We got some mail after this.
Yeah, he does send you somebody. Yeah, I think somebody sends you the beetle map.
Yeah,
I mean,
does Tingle
yeah,
also.
It's when we unlock the BAMs.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then, I mean, I went looking for fairy islands. Didn't really find too much yet. Not in this area anyway. Not until you could go more north. Could I really do
Yeah.
anything with that?
I did I think one of the first things I did was go south-ish. I found like a Minecraft island and then I kept going and I
love that.
ran into a big octo.
Yeah.
My goodness. When I was first originally playing this game, I don't know, I had it in middle school, I want to say, or high school. Like I first played it. I think it was middle school. I remember these things being a lot harder and time consuming. Like the
Yeah.
nostalgia, like I remember these
'Cause you
being
use
so
bombs.
tough. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was using bombs. I don't know. But I just walked up to this big octo and I just used my boomerang on killed him
Mm-hmm.
in about
Yeah.
probably 10 seconds. He didn't even attack. And I'm like, why
It was
before
over.
did I have so much
Yeah.
trouble
That's
with
the thing.
this
The big
when I was
octo is
younger?
it's a time limit. It's not even a real battle. It's like you get
Mhm.
into the whirlpool and the octo's not going to do anything. It's just going to draw you in, and once you get too close, you lose.
Right.
So
And
you
then
just have to knock out all the targets before that happens. But with a boomerang, it's nice because you can just lock onto 5 eyes and just be like, yeah, that's like half your system. If it works.
Yeah, I was just like as a younger person would use my bombs and at some point realized the boomerang much better for these guys.
Yeah.
And so like I looked up the figurine of this and it said that they're legendary. So they have the status of legendary. And there's only 6 of them across the whole Great Sea. And they create tremendous currents and try to sink ships and they're known for just sinking vessels and pirate ships and lots of people don't want to sail because of them. And I'm like but little 10-year-old Link just 5-10 seconds just killed him. It was
With a
just
super magical
daunting.
boomerang.
Granted, yes, there was a super
Yeah.
magical boomerang involved. But yeah, I mean, it was just like very interesting because from what I remember, it took me like so long to like beat that fight for no reason.
Oh yeah.
And then it coming into it is like 10 minutes or 10 seconds. And I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, that was the one.
Gone are the days of Majora's Mask when you could just spear your photo boat into one of these big octos.
Yeah. That would have been hilarious. You can just King of Red Lions yourself into him. Yeah, that was the very same big octo that gets you the fairy that like he ate the fairy. So you release her and I got double the magic.
Big magic bar.
Now I can do anything.
Which fairy was that? Because I didn't get that fairy.
Very close to home.
Yeah. I think it's one or
it's like-
two islands east of Outset. So like
Yeah,
I went south on Forest Haven and like followed the bottom line. till I got there.
Oh, okay. I might not have gone south enough then.
Yeah, if you go like was it south? I thought it was more like the northern part of like the bottom row. If you kind of like somewhere along basically you look for birds.
Right. Okay.
Start sailing. If there's a bunch of birds somewhere, a bunch of
Oh,
seagulls
this was a ferry
somewhere.
that came out of the Big Octo.
Yes.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
That's why I didn't do this one. All right. I did fight one Big Octo for this section, but it was just rupees as a reward.
He
at
was
the end.
actually right outside of the reef, which raises so many questions, and maybe we figure it out later in the game. But it was like I guess I want to say an atoll. I guess that could be the correct geological term. Is an
Okay.
atoll where it's just like this
Yeah.
fortress island that like has water on the inside, and there's just cannon boats guarding it. And then you could just go inside. There's nothing in there but like a couple barrels. The
Okay.
island confused me.
Yes.
I had no clue what I was doing in that island.
There's a bunch of
Those are fun. They all have like a die, like from a rolling dice.
Yeah.
So I think there's 6 of them, but each of them, I went to one and was very confused as to why there was just nothing there. Because what you're supposed to do is kill everything, all the cannons and the walls, all the gunboats, everything. And when you do that,
Oh.
a chest will appear. It's usually in like a hard to reach spot, like somewhere around the rim of the atoll.
Yeah, because there's usually a ramp at the entrance, so you can like
And
get out
you
of
have to, like,
coral and run up the side.
yeah, and you have to like use your leaf to hop over and like change the wind direction to get to it. But all 6 of those have a treasure chart that you get from them in one of these chests.
Ooh.
And that treasure chart is just like a normal treasure chart, but it will take you to a spot that when you dig up that spot, it will have a special chart in it. And all of the special charts come from
great.
these dice islands.
Interesting.
Oh boy. Is that how you get like the submarine chart and stuff like that?
It's like or the spooky ship chart or something like that might come from that. But yeah, they're all
Gotcha.
different charts.
All right, so if you're a real pirate, a real seafarer out here, you'll be taking out these fortresses.
Well, I know
I'm
what
not-
I'm doing with my
not-
bands.
Gotten to that point yet, but yeah. I think that's everything I did before going to Great Fish Isle.
Also, what the one last thing I did before going to Great Fish is get a nightmare. I had nightmares. Legit. Like I actually had a nightmare about this creature. I don't know why, because it didn't scare me like in real life, but the sea hats, they're like giant
yeah,
floating pea hats with like shark teeth and giant lips, and they look huge. And
yeah.
what the heck are these? What was Nintendo doing creating these and putting these in the minds of children? Yeah, no, I had a nightmare actually in real about these. It was like 2 days ago.
There's a
I don't know why.
whole zone of them just randomly on this trip that I
Mhm.
saw from a distance, and I was like, I'm not going over there. I don't care what's there. There's like a triangle island just surrounded by them. And I was like, all right, you can have that triangle island for now.
Yeah, no. We go this way.
I remember like in my dream, I was on an island that was like kind of empty with like a couple palm trees on it, and there was just like hundreds of them in the ocean, like in the horizon. And like they weren't coming to me, but I couldn't obviously leave. I didn't have a bow or anything. It was just terrifying seeing these things like flying around.
So anyway, that's when I
Part of my
started
dream.
blasting. Just, like, what else are you gonna do? I don't know. In a dream, I feel like that would be the next logical course of action.
You just turn into Duke Nukem and start blasting.
Exactly.
Those are the aliens.
Right. They're gonna pay.
Yeah, for messing up coral.
Right.
So, so we approach Great Fish, right? And suddenly a giant storm appears. Just kind of, for me, it was basically pop-in, which was not great, but it did happen. Just a big old weather head, right above the island,
Mhm.
and the place is straight up just in shambles. Like it looks like it used to be one big island that for some reason some huge thing crashed down on and broke right in the middle of it. Like it's silly how destroyed it is.
It's been obliterated.
Right.
Like dragged,
But like with like a
through it.
big club or something. Like it, yeah, I don't know. And so you get there, and Coral's a little bit like, well, I guess something's wrong. Like this isn't this isn't what I thought I was bringing you two kids. Sorry. But luckily he's like, maybe you should go and investigate, see what's going on. Like this is where we were supposed to be meeting Jabun, but clearly, let's hope he's not actually still here somewhere floating. So, he kind of sends you to investigate. He doesn't say all that, but that's kind of the vibe. And while the second we get off on the island, a postman shows up, to basically just spill the beans and say, hey, yeah, Jabun's not here anymore. Must have got wind something was coming. He actually went and took refuge on a neighboring island. Can you guess where? He's like, you got it.
Shock.
Your home island. And so
Aren't
Link,
you shocked?
Yeah. Link has a little freak out moment.
Oh, like, okay, there's a
My home.
thing there. But he wasn't there when I was there, right? So why am I freaking out? Because it sounds like he just went there.
Well, what it sounds like is that later, well, we'll kind of get more of the story from the next place we go.
Mhm.
But it sounds like everybody's kind of feeling like, well, if Jabun moved, then is Outset Island the next target, right? Like, is Ganon going to discover that Jabun is here and then go after him there, and that would be a big problem.
Oh, okay. So the postman kind of immediately apologizes to us because he's like, hey, I had to find out where you were, and also sorry I told the pirates about the whole Jabun thing because I really needed to I really needed to know where you were. And so they may have caught wind that like Jabun's there, and they may be trying to, but they went there. Oh no, he says they went there and they couldn't get in.
And now
But
they're
like basically they're
place
kind of
to
mixed
get
up
in.
in all that.
They're looking for a way to get in.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of like, they just kind of happened upon this info, and so they're doing pirate stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he even says the last place they were seen was at Windfall for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so we report all this back to Coral, and he's like, we should probably go to Windfall because they're the last ones who saw where Jabun is. So they might have some info, which is like such a weird reason to chase them down rather than just going to Outset. But I'm like, all right, game wants me to do this, so I guess that's where we're going.
He also makes mention of Valu.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily remember what he said specifically verbatim, but I'm pretty sure he said that like Valu told him to come here and that like he felt Jabun's like, he said this island was cursed and he felt Jabun's like presence leave or something.
He says that like he gets here, tells us about the pirate stuff, and then like sort of stops, looks around, and goes, "Yo, this place is bad. Like this isn't good. It's everywhere else. It's daytime right now. Like I flew here, and like all of a sudden it started storming." And then says Valu was right when he called this place cursed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Valu told him to come here. Because he had to like track the pirates down to get them to tell him where we were.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. I think it might have been the chieftain. He mentioned someone. He was like the messenger for someone. Don't remember.
Yeah, he was just like, Valu was just like, dude, this place is bad. Like that place is bad now. If you ever go there. And then lo and behold, he had to go there.
And then we're told not to tarry.
Yeah, get out.
So,
Except now I'm
we
seeing
should,
there's a reason to tarry because I'm reading the wiki right now and there's a piece of heart there that I didn't get.
Well, I might have to tarry my way back.
right. I
Mhm.
didn't carry long enough to find that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe we couldn't get that until we had more items, but maybe not.
Apparently, all we need is the Deku Leaf to get it.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
Float somewhere.
yeah.
All I saw was like there was a little neighboring hill in the water that had a Korok with one of the sad trees on it.
Yeah.
And I Deku leafed my way over to another little island that had some rupees, and then I left. I was like, all right, I guess that's all we got here. And I sailed away.
I think part of the trading quest, at least the part that you need the heart for, involves coming here and
Yeah.
meeting a Goron.
This is one of the key spots. The Goron's not here yet, so it's just an empty raft. Well, I shouldn't even say that. It's a raft with some pots, but there are some NPCs missing from the map currently that will appear later on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's post this first section of the game. So yeah, I also tarried elsewhere. Like I stopped at Tingle Island. I stopped at another island with our friend Salvatore, who was sleeping. And
Yeah, I haven't gotten to see him yet.
you talk to him and he just says like, I'm already sleeping, please come back another time or something like that, because it's like perpetual night right now, so you can't even do his game right now.
Right.
We don't actually know that it's perpetual night yet, but I mean, you're gonna notice if you tarry that the sun is not coming back out for some reason.
Well, the music is sure to let you know that something bad's happened.
Oh, I love this song too.
And then I think maybe Coral says something about night. I don't know. But yeah, the song is great.
He explains it later, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least
when
like
you get to Outset.
observes it later.
Yeah, the music is so good. It's the Great Sea theme, but they put like a slower I want to say it was like a violin, like a MIDI violin on it. It's just so good. It's so creepy. It really captures the vibe.
Well, it's got
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's got the Ganondorf music underneath it. That driving like da, 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 da.
Craig is struggling with you right now. I think Discord's struggling, but Craig is gonna do, I'm sure.
The music that is building every time you like run up the long staircase and like Ocarina or whatever.
Yeah.
To get to his
those organ
room. Hits. Yeah, that music is playing underneath the like dissonant Great Sea theme.
Gotcha.
It's like Ganondorf's here.
Yeah. I also stopped at a fairy fountain that was further north than Windfall.
Yeah.
And got a bigger wallet, which was great.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
I need to stop there.
Put me up to like $2,000 or something like that. I was like, wow, that's pretty significant.
I've been full up on 500.
I think if we get the Tingle map in the mail or the Tingle chart in the mail, and that it doesn't tell you that that's where the wallet upgrades are, but there are 2 great fairies on the map, and those are the great fairies for the wallet. This one's nice because you can just there's nothing guarding it, or you don't need to like break anything to get in. You just walk right in.
Yeah.
I need to get over there too.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, before the end of this episode, I will have visited four great fairies. So this was very much like a story of Link and the fairies for this chapter for some reason.
I think I just got the 3, or I guess the Octorok, and then the 2. Or maybe we'll talk about the other one later.
Yeah. And I didn't successfully do much else. Like I just kind of wandered about a little bit, but yeah. Visiting Tingle Island was an experience. I'm sure we'll talk more about that island later, so I'll just leave it at that.
I stayed away from him.
Yeah.
Upstanding guy.
All right. So,
Got my eye on you.
so we get to Le Windfall, and there's a pirate ship here now. Surprise! Postman was right. They're always right. And yeah, Coral's like, hey, if you could try to figure out what the pirates are up to without letting them know you're here, that would probably be best. Because then we can get in and out and get a head start on them without them knowing. Like that's kind of what we're going for here. And
He's
so
like, look, they hid behind the cliff. And I was like, you hid behind the cliff, dude. Like, yeah, chill out.
they took your hiding spot from earlier in the game.
Yeah,
You had
hiding
to hide
behind
at
the
one point.
cliff. Clearly can't see that shit from the middle of town square, nothing like that.
Not at all.
No.
Can't see the ship leaving the coffee shop at all. No.
It's hilarious because
love
there's like a dude who sits right there on a bench for sure. Saw us coming in, but like, why was he hiding there? Because now he just kind of chills at the dock like a regular boat. So it's kind of like, were you just hiding because you didn't have a sail and you were embarrassed? Like, what?
Pretty
It
much.
wasn't a
What
proper
was
ship.
this?
Oh yeah. Like I had an unconscious kid that I had to wait till he woke up.
I mean, imagine what it would have looked like.
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. No, go ahead. Like that. Yeah, he's just like, I gotta hide here till this kid wakes up. Yeah.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be a good look rolling up to a populated town with an unconscious kid in your boat.
He might have to talk to somebody else, and then that's gonna get real weird. Candy's out there on the dock. He's gonna be like, "Yo, this kid needs help." He's gonna be like, "Yo, a talking boat."
All right. Anybody go in the cafe?
I did.
It's like it's like an urban legend spreading in town.
Yeah, everybody. It's funny because the pirates are clearly there, but they have like pirate deniers and like
it's like a UFO sighting.
pirate advocates all over the cafe. Like, some people are like, "Oh yeah, they're for sure here," but like they're really not that bad. And some people are like, "I don't believe it. There's no pirates." I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, do you go to the cafe before you go to the bomb shop?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, yeah. So I went to the bomb shop first, then I tried to go to the cafe, and they're already having their party, so you can't.
Oh yeah,
right.
I got
you
locked
can't
out of
get
some dialogue then.
It's not important, really. It's just funny because all the sailors are like arguing about the reality and significance of the pirates.
Yeah.
Even though they were supposed to be here in secret.
Yeah. And the usual crowd, I feel like, is not there. So there's just like NPCs missing. Everybody's locked up in their homes because the pirates are there. It's a cool time to be at Windfall, but it's very much just like a story beat. Only a couple people are still out. The Moon Kid's still out, and I think the what is it? The oh gosh, the windmill guy is still chilling up there talking about his windmill because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about pirates. He just cares about his windmill.
Seen this windmill, dude? This windmill's so great.
Yeah. I think Moon Kid might even have a tip for us about where the pirates are and what they've been up to, but nothing serious. Like, he doesn't know exactly what's going on. He's just like, "Oh yeah, I saw him over by the bomb shop," or something like that. Which is kind of our hint that that's where we need to be. You can try to visit the ship now, and honestly, like, if you know the list of available passwords in the game, you can probably even skip some part of the story, but I don't think that's really the heart of our podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and say we head over to the bomb shop and we sneak into the back entrance.
Can you imagine, like, just being there? Like, you have one of the 6 passwords, and Nico's at the door, and you're just like, Schooner. No, that's wrong. Plankton. No, that's wrong. Swabbies. No, that's wrong. Chumley. No, that's wrong. Barnacle. Oh yeah, you got it. Come on in. If you got like the last 5, no
I mean,
worries.
He
Good old Nico.
typically like gives you a riddle that kind of goes along with the password.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
just
true.
shotgun passwords at him. Like, I know every password it could have been in every multiverse. Like, I don't think like that
Yeah,
would
but
have
you
been
know,
pretty trippy.
the other one, but my riddle was, what does a ship have instead of teeth?
Right. What's a
Yeah,
ship's only
Hey.
tooth is how he worded it in my
And
game.
you're just like, what? And
So
you know, it's funny that the barnacle was the only one I could remember out of the list of potential answers, and that was the one I got. But
yeah, that's what I
I
got
went to
too.
the cutscene. I went to the cutscene anyway.
Are we all barnacle boys?
I got Barnacle.
See, on my single play or on my solo, like not for the podcast play, I got Plankton, but on my Lunker file for the cast, I got Barnacle.
Hey,
All right.
Hey.
This is we're all playing the same game. It feels like. All right.
We all do it the same.
We all do it the same. All right. So when we
Wait, I
when we
actually have a
sneak
question.
in, yeah, what's up?
So, you're playing on GameCube, right, Luigi?
Yeah.
How does the keyboard work when that comes up? Like when you have to type it in?
Oh, I
Does
just
it?
move the cursor or move the control stick
Oh, it just
around.
comes up. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I do it on the Wii
You can type
gamepad.
it a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's like, when you put your name in at the beginning.
True. I forgot that even happens.
And you have to be very, 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 very specific. You have to do it right. Nico he can tell when you're not capitalizing a letter.
Yeah.
I thought it was all caps in my game, but maybe not. But something like that. It was silly. So in order to get that password, we sneak into the bomb shop. And this is that scene that's like straight out of Animal Treasure Island, which is a movie we talked about in our like preseason episode.
Ah.
Where you sneak up into like the little loft above the shop and kind of like listen in from above. And you come in on this scene where the pirates are straight up giving Bomb Master Cannon his just desserts for having these skyrocketed prices.
Right.
Because he's straight up tied up and gagged. And
Anarchists don't care for monopolies.
yeah, and they're hauling all of the product out the front door.
That's right. Bombs for the people.
Bombs for the people.
And I love the little bit they did with I don't remember the scientist guy's name, like the smart guy, but Gonzo, the big dude with the do-rag, and the little scientist guy, like their little tidbit back and forth where the dude had like a bit where he acted real worried and scared just to get information. And the dude was just like calling him out. I was like, wow, like I honestly can't believe that you thought of this, that you did this, that you asked about this kid
He's a
and
dumb guy.
pretended to be like caring and did this to get the way. Like, honestly, I think you have a good chance with Tetra. Imagine if you had kids with Tetra, they would be both strong and witty. I mean, that's just a great combo. And then Gonzo's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that would be kind of cool. Can you believe this guy, Tetra?
Okay,
Can you believe
you're going
this
down
guy?
past it.
No, he doesn't say that would be
No.
kind of cool. He's like,
No,
he's like, what? No, shut up. Like,
he's like, can you believe this guy?
and then like immediately
And
turns
then,
to her and
yeah.
is like, charge him money, please.
You should dock
Yeah,
his
but he
pay
gets all
for saying
blunchy and
that.
like he gets all like lovey dovey, like, oh,
Yeah, he's definitely embarrassed by this whole scenario.
he wants it.
Okay, sir. Gonzo being the first mate of the crew, I'm pretty sure, like most of the crew, one of his favorite things is for some reason Tetra related. So I would not be surprised if, like, yeah, for sure he's thought about this before based on his reaction, but at the same time, he's like very careful about trying to shut it down very obviously. Because kind of leaning into that would only worsen his chances. So he immediately turns to
Yeah.
Tetra and says, "Can you believe this idiot?" And like it's like a whole thing. So
Yeah, he
she
doesn't
shuts it
say
down
that.
more officially,
Yeah.
Shut up.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't say that he acted all scared. He was just like, he acted concerned for the kid, for Link. He was like, he
Yeah.
showed concern for Link to the postman, and the postman told them like about sort of the windfish and the pearl situation, or at least the windfish situation. And they're all just like, yeah, I don't know about that now. I bet windfish is code for treasure or loot or something hidden there. And so like that's what the guy with the glasses is really going on about. He's like, I can't believe you got it. We're gonna go find this loot. Like, I can't believe you did this like cool undercover sort of, work. It's really highbrow for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what island they were at when they had this whole conversation with the postman.
Yeah.
Like,
Jingles.
there's just a postman who's concerned for Link, and they're like,
I wonder if they're just sailing around.
I guess maybe the pirates got some mail, and while the mailman was there, they were like, "Hey, like I know that you brought Link to the Forbidden Fortress way back in the day. Have you guys seen him since? Because like, man, crazy stuff going down at his island. Like what?
You wouldn't happen to like know his like glowing stone number, would you?
Tetra's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that? What?
Yeah. So they feigned concern for you, and it's like a whole thing. Meanwhile, after Tetra shuts this whole thing down, she does then notice Link up in the rafters and gets a wild idea that perhaps he should be the one who gets out of here first. And she just kind of like immediately jumps into helping you, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think she even like she makes a comment that has all the other pirates a little bit questioning her because like
yeah, she says she's worried that with the state of the cursed island, that if whoever did that found out that the fish went to Outset, they would attack that island and hurt the people on it. So they're all like, treasure, treasure, and she goes, I'm really worried about the people there. Oh wait, sorry, treasure. And they're like, oh, treasure? And she's like,
Yeah.
treasure. And they're like, oh, treasure.
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
They're like, what are your motivations? I thought we were pirates. And she's like, oh no, yeah, for sure, pirate, treasure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. But then
Yeah,
I think
because at that point they're also whining about wanting to hang out. And
yeah,
they want to
it's
chill.
when she finally looks up at Link and sees him there that she's just finally like, all right, I'm gonna go along with them.
yeah, for sure we can chill,
we'll
guys.
chill.
We'll chill. The crew does
Yeah.
need it after all. You're right, and just gives in because, like, her concern. I think at that point, when she sees us, she was like, "Well, he'll definitely be going back tonight." So if I'm concerned, like let's give him the room to work. Let's let him cook, and we'll chill for tonight, and then go after
at
that
least for the night.
quote unquote treasure.
Yeah. If we get there in the morning and we find a dead 10-year-old, we're gonna be like, uh-oh. But
Oh, no.
but he should be able to handle it, and we'll be there in the morning if he's not okay or something.
Right. And so finally, at the conclusion of this whole thing on their way out, one of the pirates has forgotten the password and asks Gonzo about it. And Gonzo's like, are you kidding me? You forgot this password already? It's Barnacle. And just so that you don't forget, let me repeat that. It's Barnacle. So like very much wants the player to hear this password. I don't know that you can get a repeat of it. I've never tried. I've never had to, but luckily I didn't need it this time.
Yeah.
They highlight it in red for you. They say it twice. I mean, if you forget by that point, imagine if you like save your game there like
Oh,
right
yeah.
after that
Fall
scene,
asleep in
and
the
then you just
dungeon.
don't come back to that for like
Yeah.
2 weeks, and then you're like, oh, what was that password?
Got soft locked out of Wind Waker.
And this is back in 2003. So like you don't have the internet, so you need to go to the store and buy the Prima Fisher strategy guide or talk to a friend.
To a friend that had plankton and not barnacle.
And you're putting plankton in, like, why isn't this working? You lied to me.
The ship's tooth is plankton. Everybody knows.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. So we head to the ship. We enter this password. Find out pretty soon. I mean, probably after wandering into Tetra's cabin because it's open, nobody's guarding it. Head back down to the treasure bay where there's a lot more treasure, which is
How
great.
is nobody guarding it? Who is the one asking us for a password?
Well, that's the weird thing. Like, we find out that it was Nico, who apparently
It's great pride, they said. And like that's why you have to spell it exactly right, because he can tell if you
But he's not
capitalized.
right.
He's not at the door though.
Right. He asks
But
us the
isn't
password.
he?
When we get it right, he unlocks the door and sprints to the basement.
Runs away.
Apparently. He takes advantage of that loading screen.
Either that or he's got like a remote system, like a Ring doorbell that he's talking to us with.
What else do you
It's
think
like-
he's
yeah,
doing down there?
It's like one of those apartment PA systems, right? Where he buzzes you in. It's like,
Those
all right, you're good. Come on in.
You know, knowing Nico
little
though,
houses
he's got to
from the
use
80s.
rope though. So he's got to have like the cup and rope method.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah. Pulls a lever to unlock the door. Big pulley system.
Before we get too far into this next bit with Nico, because it's awesome, in Tetra's bedroom, there is something in there that I'm going to talk about in a few episodes. I believe it'd be a few episodes. But if you go in there, you see a picture of a woman who's kind of like a Victorian, Hyrulean looking woman. Very much leaning on that's Tetra's mom as it being like the only photo in the room.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely like touch on that. Like there's like something I have on it. But I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, I thought
There's
it was
other
pretty cool.
photos.
It's a super cool photo.
There's a Triforce and the hero.
Yeah, the hero.
Yeah.
Big poster
Triforce
of the Triangle
map.
Islands making a Triforce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just big old sea chart.
She's on
I
it.
wonder what that could be about. Anyway,
Tetra's on the case.
she is on the case. She hasn't gotten any of the pearls, but she's on the case.
And Nico is also on the case.
Nico is so thrilled to see us again when we finally do go down to the hall.
Once you
I
left.
applaud the pirates. When we were here last time, they had nothing in this hall, and they had 8 barrels in the far room. And now they have crates like stacked up halfway through
Killing
the
it.
room. Yeah, and I know that they're not all bombs for sure, right? I mean, they gotta, like I know that's what we know they most recently picked up, but
It's other loot.
there's got to be some other loot there. Yeah.
They're intercepting beetle shipments.
Oh no.
Got a whole box of bottles, but we can't get into it, boys.
The crew used to have like 3 or 4 more pirates in it, but if you look in the back of Beetle Shop, you'll see some skulls stacked up.
Oh no.
Beetle doesn't mess around.
The war rages on.
Beetle's the last surviving member of the original pirate crew that was in the Forbidden Fortress.
Oh,
Wow, the Beetle lore.
There it is.
No.
Maybe they are just all different beetles now. They're all in the beetle family. They're gonna make us an offer we can't refuse.
They're gonna be like Nurse Joy.
Oh,
Gosh. When it
Beetle's
was
running
revealed
away.
that there's actually just a whole lot of Nurse Joys.
And Officer Jenny's.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what?
That's my cousin from a neighboring town.
Brock can tell the difference between all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Brock.
So, epic Beetle lore aside, Nico's got a new challenge for us because why wouldn't he? We're his swabby after all. And life's been rough since we've been gone, and he's so happy to see us that he offers us this new challenge that apparently he hasn't even passed.
That's right.
Even though he like crosses the room
Wings
right.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, didn't you just do it? But
He
whatever.
flexes on us and does it right there.
Yeah. So this new challenge is rope to rope, no platforms. And that's kind of the whole deal. Some of the ropes move, like when the ship tilts, because I guess the storm is so bad that the waves, even right next to the island, are enough to like make the whole thing tilt back and forth. So you have to kind of account for that. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Just spider monkey your way across the room.
There's kind of a platform.
Definitely took me a couple tries.
I had one try that I jumped at the rope and I hit the rope, and Link's like, nah, and he kind of pushed himself to the side of the rope and fell down to the ground. I'm like, oh, nah.
I had a couple of
No,
those.
you didn't, man. Like, I've missed
yeah.
a couple, but that time, no, that was you.
It was a little chunky.
Oh.
There was a there was kind of a platform in here. The two rope lanterns that kind of swung in unison and like really moved a lot.
The ones that like slide across the rafters for some reason.
Yeah.
On the left side. Yeah.
I tried to like skip one of them, but I couldn't. But then I landed on this like platform that was near it, and you can just run off that platform and grab onto one of the ropes. And so I was like, oh, cool. I don't have to just keep chaining these together. I could just make it to this thing and then sort of get my way up again.
I tried that, but it didn't work for me.
I didn't think it would, but it did.
Etched.
Yeah, you got to be playing on GameCube for that.
Yeah, apparently it's like way too high for me in my game. Like I tried to jump on the one that was in front, and Link was like, "I'm a short king. I can't make that."
Maybe I just got lucky.
Yeah, like the right like ship tilt. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
But we swing our way across. Get to the end. Nico has another little moment of like, yeah, right.
Crap.
He told us up front what the reward was going to be this time. Like he basically said, if you can make it here, I'll give you some of the bombs we just got.
Yeah.
And I think he's less worried about giving them to you because, well, they have more. Like this isn't all the bombs they have. So
They're definitely going to figure it out if I give it to this kid, though.
He's like, hey, don't tell anybody that you got these from me. He's gonna do something. Maybe he's gonna grab like one bomb from each crate, restock that treasure chest. I don't know what his plan is, but
And as soon as we take those bombs, we get reminded that we're being stalked and go, oh, you like them bombs, do you? Oh, excuse me?
It's like, look, you got lucky. If anybody else was on the boat and you showed up, they would have like, captured you or something. Like you're lucky that it's Nico, and I knew Nico would let you in anyway.
She calls him a little rat.
She did, and I was like, that's rude. Like I know I see his teeth too, but you ain't gotta be like that.
Yeah. So she's just like, you get like, I'm being nice. This is my choice, but you have the day. You have the evening. As soon as morning rolls up, we're out.
Little does she know, though. Morning ain't coming until we done.
Mm-hmm.
Them pirates about to be partying all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it's like a cafe, so they're all ramped up on caffeine.
Yeah, really.
But
haven't we been drinking for like 54 straight hours and the sun hasn't come up? Yeah, what's that about? I don't know.
just glad we got a chance to relax. Anyone else have heart palpitations?
Yo, you seeing these shadow people though? I haven't slept in a while, and it's just been tonight though, right?
Thank God they don't have a way to tell time in that world.
That'd be pretty funny.
I just love what Nigo does though. So like when Tetra kind of like calls you on the stone, he like has like a little like shock, like he like gets surprised because you take it out, and then you're like talking to Nico, and I swear he did something with his eyes when she called him a rat, but I couldn't. It was like too fast for me to see. And once we got done with the
Oh.
call, he's like, "Oh wow, you have one of those talking stones just like Tetra. Who are you calling?" I'm like,
Like you didn't hear the conversation at all, right?
right. I'm like, you're 2 feet from me. You didn't hear that. And even if it was like in Link's mind, I'm like, I'm not telling you what she called you. That's her thing.
Like, bro, I'm sparing your feelings right now.
I'm your bro, man. I'm not gonna get in this.
I noticed that.
It was cruel and uncalled for, and I will not be repeating it.
I noticed that little movement too after she said that. He like kind of
heard it.
like he looks at the ground and kind of like shuffles embarrassedly a little bit, which I thought was funny because she just called him a little rat, and he looks like he's like happy and shy that he just got a compliment.
Like, oh, like I'm a little stinker, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's what he moves like. She's like, "You're lucky it was that little rat," and he's like, "Ooh."
Yes, I wasn't seeing things then because he pretends like he didn't hear the conversation or even know that Tetra called you. He just thought was like, oh, you have a stone like she does. So I was
Or
like,
even know that like this is her stone.
He's playing dumb. He heard the whole thing.
Like that, yeah. And so we get our fantastic head start out of here. Man, I know you said you tried to get into the cafe. Was it like this is a pirates only event or something? Like what did they say at
it
the
says
door?
closed pirates only. Yeah, I think it just says pirates only event on the door.
Okay.
You hear a bunch of noise from the door and you can't go in.
Yeah. And so we get a version of the ocean that is constantly night. Things are still kind of shut down, like the Salvatore game, and certain islands just have NPCs that won't interact with you because of the state of the world.
Song's still playing too.
The song is still playing, but now we have a cannon on our ship. It comes off on a big, retractable arm. It's like tank controls once you pull it out.
In time.
But it's nice. It gets us into a few other islands. So I did find 2 islands that were fairy fountain islands that you needed to blow up a big, like one was a big rock, and another one was like a boarded up entryway, but it just gets blown up with a bomb.
I found the boarded up one.
And the one, so I think the one with the rock is another bigger wallet then. Either that or
the rock. Oh yeah, the rock is back home though, right?
No, there's 2. There's one that has a rock that's like out on the ocean, and then there's another one. That's the 4th one I got, was the one back on our home island.
Okay, that one is that. So that's the one with the bigger wallet.
That one has a bigger wallet. Okay, so that's where I maxed out my wallet. The 2 on the ocean that you have to use bombs to get into give you bigger bomb bags.
Yes, I got this. I have 99 bombs now.
So yeah, I already have 99 bombs, and I have like 9,999 capacity on rupees, which is disgusting.
Oh, I got $5,000
stuff to do.
Yeah, I was just like, I got both the bomb upgrades first, just like hunting, because I stopped while we were doing all of this sailing around before we got the bombs. I was stopping every so often, getting my telescope out and looking for the shape of the fairy islands so that I could get my wallet upgrade. But the first 2 were bombs. It was like, this is great, but it's not what I want.
To me, it speaks to the speed at which this game is going to go. Like, I know that in Ocarina, like once you got, Deku sticks, Deku nuts, like you could get those upgrade or the seeds. I mean, the Deku seeds, those upgrades were all like in the Lost Woods. They weren't very far. You'd have to go far to get them.
Yeah.
But bomb bag upgrades were like tied to mini games, like mid game. Like this feels like I got the bomb bag. I immediately got to 99 bombs. I'm like, this game's going to be short, isn't it?
Yeah.
It felt way too fast to be like, oh, I just got bombs. I haven't even needed them really yet. And I already have the max number. So now I'm just carte blanche with bombs whenever I roll up to an island. It's like I can just, do a bombing run before I even set foot on the island. Like, because what
I
am I
mean, that's
losing?
kind of
Really?
like up to your play style though, because like if you just kind of like beeline stuff or like do like certain islands and like take some out, like you don't really get that stuff. Like I got the double magic meter, but I didn't get the bombs or the wallet. So I just
Yeah.
your own play style is like your own time in the game. So like I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna end up getting them a little bit later.
Gotcha. Aside from
Yeah.
those fairy islands, there was one other thing of note, and that was there's an island on the southern edge area. It's actually the entryway to a dungeon that we can't get to until way later in the game.
Right.
So a little bit of a spoiler there. But if you straight up use a Hioi pear and grab a seagull, you can fly it up to the top of this thing, and there's a heart piece just waiting for you.
Oh, hey.
So got that guy. That was nice.
I'm pretty sure that's the square that if you look north or sail to the northern part of this of the square, not where the island is, but like in the water.
Yeah.
That's somewhere along the northern part is where the octo is for the magic upgrade.
Nice.
Somewhere
So I'll
around
probably
there.
go there next. 'Cause I definitely save and quit just at outset, so that's not far at all.
Yeah. Sail around, look for seagulls, get your telescope out.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone else has had anything else to share, but other than that, I just went straight to outset.
I mean, this is like the first bit of exploration that we're gonna get. It's very limited. But after like the next couple episodes, then we're gonna have like, okay, now the point of the game is to go out and just look for stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
As
is
for
just
how
like a
we
little
cover
bit.
that on the podcast, I'm not sure because we're gonna have to make some decisions about where we're going first and all that. But yeah,
We were fine with TOTK and Breath of the Wild.
yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be great.
Yeah, I ended up going home and getting caught up, like now, or not home. I ended up going back to Windfall and getting caught up on all the stuff that like auctions and things that we have talked about before. That I got my picked up box now. I have to do 3 quests, or I have to do a mini quest to get my color picked up box. But yeah,
And don't feel obligated to actually do that because we're not really doing figurines or anything. But
I did
Well,
just
I had
actually
to-
do that, and I didn't realize what I was doing when I did it. But like when we were at the Forest Haven, I just instinctually got the bug
the little
because
chroma bug. Yeah,
in my bottle, I didn't have another spot. I
Yeah.
didn't have like a potion or anything. I just instinctually like grabbed it and just had it with me this entire journey until I got back to Windfall.
nice.
it's good. You don't have to go back there.
Yeah. But now I need to go back there anyway for the water. So I kind of still have to go back there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always have the problem of I go in there and I find one in the water and I'm like, hey, there's the little fairy firefly or whatever I need. And then I ended up getting water. And now one of my 2 bottles, hopefully 2, because I usually get the one on the way. Now one of my 2 bottles has water that I can't get rid of for half an hour. Because the
Right,
magic
that's
water, you just
problem with
keep
the
dumping
magic
it for
water.
30 minutes. It's the worst.
Yeah.
So I always stand on ground and I look for a firefly that's on ground, so that never happens.
Yeah. The Forest Haven water is a problem when you get it and you're not intending to have it. But we get to talk about something that's much better to put in a bottle as we return to outset.
Yay!
Because we can't go right to the objective just yet. We come up to the shore. Coral strongly suggests that we go talk to some of our friends here at home. He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, kid. After this, we're probably not gonna be here for a long time, so you might want to catch up with some of your friends and family while we're here. And this is when he notes like the night hasn't ended since we left Windfall, so seems like we have some time. It's
Yeah.
part of what's going on with this whole Ganon destroying the island bit. Is that it doesn't seem like morning's gonna come anytime soon. So go ahead, catch up with your grams.
Is it bad
done.
if like the first person that I went to on this island wasn't any other villager or grandma? It was just the master.
The Orca? Yeah,
I went to Orca first.
I mean, who doesn't?
Right away. I beelined it to Orca. I was like, Master, I'm back.
I didn't. I do not return to the master until I have his things.
Oh yeah. Well, how are you going to become a knight though? That's all you get right now. You go back and he's like, "All right, like you're still just a page. Let's see if you can hit me 100 times, and then I hit you 3 times. And if you do that, then he's like, "Oh, I was wrong to call you a page. Clearly, you're a knight." And then he gives you like 50 rupees, which I was like, "All right,
Woot.
cool."
Yeah, but you can challenge him again.
Right.
So I got swordsman, which is the next one, and then after that, it's 500 times, which I have not done that one yet, and you become a master.
You get something at 1,000 too.
I'm not. I stopped at 100 because I didn't want to spend that kind of time just swinging a sword. And also, the real reward from this guy does come once you have his things, like Luigi said. So I'm kind of holding out for that moment.
Oh, I don't know what these things are.
The Knight's Crests.
Knight's Crest, yeah, they're like a WWE champion belt that you win from specific enemies.
Yeah, I was just beating them up.
What's your strategy?
So I started off with a back combo because he doesn't repel the back combo. Like he doesn't like repel it to like kind of stagger you. So I just do a back combo, then I hit him twice, and then as he starts to get faster, I just honestly like hit him twice or 3 times and then kind of wait, do the parry. If he's like too much of a distance away, I'll jump strike him and then get a couple other hits in. But I pretty much only do the back combo because it doesn't leave you staggered. And then I also found a glitch this last time I was playing. I got him into a corner and I just jump striked him 300 times. And killed him. He did nothing. He did nothing.
Okay.
I had to like rearrange it a little bit because sometimes Link would like lose like his angle and then like it would start to push him out of the corner. So you have to kind of like, you do have to pay attention. It's not like guaranteed. You have to like work with it to like make sure that like he doesn't like lean to the left and like you get out of it because then you'll miss, you'll hit the wall and Link will be like, whoa, and then he'll hit you. So yeah.
Yeah, because all of his attacks leave enough room for you to do your reaction. But if you're already in a jump strike, you'll hit him and it'll stop his attack, if I remember right. So like while you're doing that, I think you can interrupt it. But yeah, my strat for him is typically to do like 3 hits and then wait for his attack. In the beginning, he's so slow that you can do more than that, but eventually that's what it turns into. And then either I'm close and I'll wait and I'll actually do the parry, or if I'm a little bit further away, I'll just take a step back and let him attack the air and then step back forward.
It's the thing about the parry is there's 2 different ones. There's the roll behind the back and the jump over the head.
Yeah.
And one of those he can stop real easy. If he's like, especially if he's like got his back to the wall or something like that. Like, so I tend to just don't even parry. Like I'll just hit him and that way I know I have control a bit over the situation.
I try to manage where he is in the room too. So like if I'm backing him to a wall and he's about to attack, that's a good time where I'm like, all right, I'll back up, and then after he's done attacking, he'll walk back to the middle of the room, and then we can continue what we were doing.
Yeah, he does that. He resets from time to time.
Yeah.
You do not want to be caught on a wall.
No.
Yeah.
Dude gets vicious when he's backed into a corner.
Well,
There's also, I noticed,
Wall
like
specific.
one of his stagger parries. I think it's the one where he holds it vertical, because I think there's like three. It's like diagonal, horizontal, and then vertical. I think the vertical one, you can actually attack him and break his like his attack he's about to do. But the one that he does horizontal, he like shoves it towards you, and I don't think you can break that one.
Okay.
But you can just sword strike the one that's vertical, and it'll stop his attack, and then you can keep going.
gotcha.
But like it's so like split second that it's hard to kind of like be like, oh, sword strike instead of parry or like back up. So I just don't do it.
Gotcha.
Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we beat up the old man, and then we keep it moving. I didn't even talk to his brother. I didn't. Oh, actually, I did. I went up to Sturgeon. He's chilling with Sue Bell up there, and they're just like, "This storm is crazy. Something's going on." I'm like, "You guys are as insightful as ever." And then I like leave.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I talked to him as much as I did this time. I was like, I'm on a podcast, dude. You're getting interviewed this time.
I did visit like Abe and Rose. The kids are sleeping, which is great. And they don't really seem to mind too much what's going on. They're just like, "Oh, you're back. That's great. Kids are asleep. I'll let them know that you're here when they wake up." I'm like, "Sure."
I tried to pick their pig up. That was it. I left them alone.
Yeah. The dude who's all about cutting grass was like just freaked out about the monsters. He's like, "I can't go out there. There's monsters everywhere." I'm like, "Good point." And then I went out there, and then I visited
He's
Grandma.
like, those monsters are going to steal my grass money.
Those worthless chews. Yeah. So
What happened to that pig, by the way? Sorry. I remember you said you tried to pick a pig up.
the other two
like,
pigs, or the
Yeah, like what happened to the small pigs, the three that we left there? Because there's just a giant pig now.
well,
See,
And she doesn't say anything about it.
Survival of the fittest.
we eat the gazelle, and then the gazelle eat the grass. And then when we die, we become the grass, and that's the great circle of life.
there you go.
Got it.
I don't want to know what happened to those pigs, but now there's one big one.
We all know what happened to those pigs. Rose is still cooking the pot right in front of us. Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
Those pigs were named Crispy Bacon.
There's one pig left, and it's the one that I guess was the best of the pets, because it's the only one that's still around.
The one they fed the rest of them to.
She didn't even care to
Yikes.
breed them. She just caused a pig extinction on Outset Island.
Right. There's one pig now on Outset. There's one king porker, and he has no friends. So
I'm his friend.
it's sad. Yeah, and if you get up to him, you can try to lift the pig, but we're not strong enough to lift that pig right now. So
Hefty piggy.
now it's not the time. But we can go visit Grandma on a lighter note, maybe. I don't know how you want to take this.
Nah, she's all sad sleeping.
Yeah.
Depending on what you have in your pocket, it could be a lighter note.
Right. I knew this now after playing the game as many times as I had. Like the first time I played the game, I think somebody told me about this and I did it. Second, like when I was streaming and played this game for the second time ever, I forgot what to do here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Grandma won't wake up. She's just having this bad dream. And I like started leaving the room and the chat got real angry with me. Like, oh,
Help your grandma.
Help your grandma. Like, how dare you leave her there like that? And I'm like, what?
Help your grandpa Yugi.
So the thing here is that you use a fairy right in front of her. And the fairy not only heals you, but heals your grandma. And then she wakes up, sees it's you, is so happy to see you, still worried about Arrow, all the things. and then gives you the best soup in the world.
Yes. I always think that I do it wrong because the fairy goes around me and I'm like, no, grandma, and then the cutscene starts every time.
Yeah, it does. You do have that moment of panic of like, oh no, I just wasted a fairy, and it's like, wait, oh, it was supposed to be that way.
It's like when they added to Majora's Mask the like which C button do you want to use because of how in Ocarina you were just constantly like drinking Poes in front of the Poe salesman, like just losing hearts because like, no, I want to give this bottle to the post.
Yeah, trauma. Anyway, so
They fixed it here.
they did. It works the way it's supposed to. So they really talk up this soup. You lift it up. They're like, hey, just so you know, you're never gonna need the chew guy again.
Never.
Because this soup is everything. Full heal, full magic restore. While you're at full health, you get extra damage. Also, there's 2 sips in this bottle. So congratulations, you found the best thing other than maybe a fairy to put in your bottle.
Because your grandma loves you so much, she crammed 2 servings in here.
Right. And then you talk to her and she's like, oh yeah, you ever run out, just come back and get more. So
yes,
free best potion in the game. And that is grandma soup.
Yeah, I can't remember how many hearts fairies get you in this game, but it's not that many. And aside from like having one just in case you die, like there's no reason not to just fill up on soup.
Yeah. So fun story from the early 2000s. On the GameCube version of this, there's a cheat code. And by cheat code, I mean like a glitch, I guess. This was from like back in the days of like duplicating Pokemon on Yellow or on Gold and Silver. But with a bottle item, you can use the bottle item and then like immediately pause your game and swap out your bottle. And it'll save whatever is in the bottle. And so I remember doing that a lot with Grandma's Potion. I don't remember if I did like, I think at one point I messed up my game because I did like an action replay infinite health thing. And so when it went to restore my health to full, Link just drank the bottle infinitely. And it was like, oh, whoops. That's not supposed to happen. But the legit way to break it is to do like that pause swap thing.
Okay.
And you can just kind of like you can get more sips out of a bottle with that, which is kind of nice and does work with Grandma Soup if I remember right. But the timing, I don't remember the timing. I couldn't advise you on how to actually do this trick anymore, but I do remember it was a thing. Just random side note.
All right. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
More soup.
More soup.
I'm always a fan for more soup.
Yeah. So other than saving Grandma, kind of healing Grandma, I guess. I don't know if you call it saving. Probably just healing is fine. Because she definitely would live if you didn't do this. It's just she'd be in a sad nightmare until the end of the game.
We cured her depression.
Kinda, yeah. You can go up to the fairy island, or the fairy fountain, which we now have to like use the deck relief to get to, because not only is the bridge missing that one plank, it's actually completely out now. Like all the planks are gone, so you have to glide across.
Thanks, bird.
Thanks, bird. So if you do this, you get your other wallet upgrade. So now I can like max out my bombs and my rupees. Tubert from Skyward Sword would be so proud of me. Do you like rupees? How about explosions? There you have it.
Is that the Minesweeper guy?
Yeah, it's the Minesweeper guy.
Did like what does he give you?
I don't remember. It's a rupee game. You go in, you try to make it rich.
Yeah, I just okay. I was like, did you get did he give you something cool? Because I did not do well at that game.
No, he's a big fan of rupees and explosions specifically. It's just this thing.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It'd bring a tear to his eye to see my current situation in the Wind Waker.
Love to see Two Bird again. Give him a hug.
And so we can take our riches and our bombs, and we can go find Jabun on the back of the island.
Yay!
Yay!
Big
He's right there with a welcoming smile and offering you a hug, and there's nothing wrong. Nothing bad happens back there.
Yeah, well, there is a whirlpool situation, kind of like...
Oh, no.
Kind of like the big octos. It's just a time limit, and I don't even know how many times you circle to fail it.
So I'm not gonna lie here. I have a Mandela effect with
Okay.
this because when I first got to this, obviously no big octo spawns, and you just have to blow a hole in the cave to get to
Yeah.
Jabun. I don't know why, but I was questioning myself because I clearly remember there being a big octo, not just a big octo, like the biggest octo behind Outset Island, right there that you fight in that whirlpool. And I remember I had so much trouble with it. I have like memories, like fake memories of fighting a big octo under Outset Island and this whirlpool. I don't know where they came from because clearly I looked it up. The GameCube version, the 2003 version, the demo version, there was no big octo on Wind Waker. I could not find a Reddit article, but for some reason my brain remembers trying to fight a big octo right here.
It's just them whirlpools, man.
It must be.
Your brain,
I don't know.
there's like a neural link with the whirlpools and the big octos.
Yeah.
It just couldn't be let go of. It was like,
if there's a whirlpool, there's a big octo. Yeah, so I definitely had that.
I woke up one day after I'd been playing way too much Ocarina. Or no, was it Ocarina? No, been playing way too much Mario 64 and called my friend and it was like, I know where Luigi is. And he's like, what? And I was like, I had a dream and I know where he is. And he's like, where is he? And I was just like, oh wait, no, that level doesn't exist because it's not real and it was a dream. Never mind.
click. Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, it was just some like made up dream level that like I had. Yeah, like I've done it.
It's under the fountain.
If only.
All right. Right. So I think I failed this once last time I played it because there's this super fun mechanic where if you don't shoot the top part of the wall out first, it doesn't work. But it still gives you the red like reaction color change as if something is happening. So I bombed the bottom of this wall a bajillion times, just wanting the whole thing to come down, and the game's like, nope, you did it wrong. And it was like, I don't remember what happened. It's probably just like fade to black, and I had to try again.
Yeah. It's like Nintendo's never played a beat 'em up game before because you shoot the wall and then the spot that they want you to shoot starts flashing red. And you're like, oh, good, I've damaged the spot because it's flashing red. And Nintendo's like, why does everyone think that means that it's damaged? We want them to shoot there.
Yeah.
Oh, Nintendo.
And I mean, that wasn't this playthrough. This playthrough, I knew what I was doing, but that was like last time I played through this. It was like, all right. So
I always forget.
You zipper the wall down from the top. You just have to destroy piece by piece. You can basically do it all in one pass, which is great. And then we just cruise on in and talk to Jabun.
Jabun don't talk to us though, because he's talking in hieroglyphics.
Mm-hmm.
He
is special enough.
It's one of the prettiest cutscenes that tells you, the player, very little unless you're playing New Game Plus.
Yeah.
I love the design of Jabun.
Well, let's hear it, Mr. New Game Plus, man.
Oh, I can't tell you. Sorry.
This time.
I've been
The
able
stakes
to
are too
tell you
high this
guys
time.
the last two times what's been happening, but this time, and that I'm doing this for the pod, by the way, just for the listeners' understanding. I've already told these guys what this fish says, but for anyone playing along with the on the off chance that you're playing through this game for the first time, listening to this podcast as like a companion piece, which that's goals. I don't expect anyone actually does that.
Well, I mean, hey, if you're doing that, welcome. That's so
honored.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that you would choose us for that kind of thing to do.
Welcome to Wind Waker. It's a great game.
Yeah, but I think there's a reason the devs had Jabun speak in Ancient Hyrulean. It's very cool in New Game Plus, but basically things you're not supposed to learn until the end of the next chapter get just laid out bare in this conversation. And they very cleverly gave Coral all of the vague responses to very specific questions.
It feels like one of those situations where like you have a friend who understands a different language and a friend who speaks a different language, and then that friend is talking, and then you hear your friend like talk back in English, like, "Oh yeah, he doesn't do that. No, that's not him. No, that's not him at all. No,
Yeah.
no, he ain't him." And then you're like, "Wait, is this me? Are you guys talking about me?"
Right.
Stop
He's really
that.
good though, but no.
So the one bit that we're clearly told from Coral's response is, no, this one has no relation to the ancient hero. So which very obviously implies that was a question like, hey, you got this kid. Is he like the dude, or does he just kind of look like the dude? The king's like, nah, he just kind of looks like the dude. He's not the dude. So,
Which is kind of
But
like,
he's courageous as all get out.
right.
yeah. Which kind of like set me off on a path because, like, I mean, very clearly, every game is the reiteration of what happened in Skyward Sword. So, like, if that's the case, like, obviously, there's like a Zelda somewhere, and obviously, Link is Link, so he has to be the reiteration of the legendary one. It's not gonna be the same legendary one. I mean,
Yeah, but
what they
that was
expect
like
him to be like 200 years old?
2003. They
I
didn't.
know it was before.
It was before
Yeah.
Skyward Sword, so like it was anybody's
The
guess what
legendary
was going
one.
on here.
Nah, just some 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Nah, he just likes
no,
green
nothing
clothes.
special.
He was just born on this specific island that you're hiding out at, where they garb their kids like this when they turn a certain age. Coincidence, I know, but yeah.
Fun thing I actually noticed that I just remembered now is the doors on all the houses in Outset Island have like a tribal Hawaiian Triforce design. Super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
That
noticed. I
legend,
just noticed
bro.
this playthrough. It's pretty cool actually. It's like
Yeah.
Moana Triforces.
Did you guys notice the Kokiri symbols inside of like the Forbidden Woods on all the doors there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Symbology.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but they're like
Hide
not
stuff all over the
even
place.
like Link. This kid just like is useful. He seems to be pretty tough, and honestly, that's really all there is to it. Like there's nothing special about us other than we're very courageous, and we seem to be able to like be willing to do whatever this boat asks of us. And so boat's like, yeah, the like kid checks out for those reasons.
Right. It's almost like, hey, I know, last time we spoke, which, the game never implies that they've spoken before, but it's like we said, ideally we would have someone from the lineage, but that's not what we got. But all all the other flags for pattern recognition are going off right now. Like this kid seems to be the guy of today, even if he's not related at all.
Yeah.
When they were talking, I was just thinking to myself, like, Like the Jabun was talking in that language and he's like asking Coral questions, and all I thought was like, yeah, he survived a run in with Ganon at level 1. Not dead. So I mean, he's got something. He's got some juice.
He's
Right.
already taken out like 2 of Ganon's like big monsters and gotten some pearls. So I mean, he's practically there. I
Well,
mean,
there's a lot of promise. in
You
this.
know, I tell him to go into a place with monsters. He goes in. He comes back with the thing. He does it.
What more can you ask for?
Proud
What
mafia.
more can you
boss.
ask for? He does his job. Keeps his mouth shut. Literally can't talk. Listen to him. Yeah,
Kid's got-
cricket's crazy, isn't it?
no.
Everybody gets wrapped up once and twice. Fine.
Can we name this episode the Jabun Father?
I
The
mean,
grand fish.
The grand fish.
So, we've been to jail. Well, most of us have. But yeah, we did get thrown in the clink. So
Now I can't stop thinking the whole Wind Waker world is just like a mafia.
the Garfather. No, I'm trying to think of something now. You guys are killing me with these puns. I don't know. And we'll figure it out. But yeah. Jabun. I mean, so he gives us the pearl pretty much outright. Comes out of his lantern, if I remember.
yeah,
Yeah, he kind of swings it and bajings it at us.
He bajings it at us.
Yeah.
Buy yourself something nice, kid. And so we are kind of off on our next adventure. I don't even remember if Coral tells us outright where we need to go.
He does. He said, I marked on
Yeah.
the map the places you need to go to place those pearls.
Oh, good thing we have a map and a dude. All right, so that's going to be our next episode, is going to set those and doing whatever comes out of it. So we'll, I guess we can kind of end it here unless you guys have anything more we want to talk about. Was anybody disappointed there wasn't an actual dungeon for this and it was just like the
Yeah, a
whole
little
world is
bit.
your dungeon?
Yeah, a little bit.
nah. I knew what was up. Although I remember when I had plotted out our Wind Waker season, getting to this episode and like kind of misremembering exactly like how the order of events goes down, and then just like getting in the group chat being like, I'm adding in an episode. This is going to be, we're making this episode smaller and we're adding an episode to the season because I messed this up.
It is a very awkward chapter of the game in that it plays like a series of fetch quests, in order to just get to what is I don't know. It's like a really cool cutscene, but at the same time, it doesn't tell you a lot, and it just feels very above your head. Like it's like, hey, here's this great fish, awesome design, cool cave that makes you feel like you're on like sacred territory or something.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna have a conversation you can't understand, and then just hand you what you're looking for. It's like, okay,
This game is a lot of the adults talking.
yeah.
And the adults have problems and they're making them your problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's fine. We go into the scary place with the monster. We get the thing. We come out. Everyone happy,
Do a dance, we eat their heart.
There it is.
We grow in strength and we move on to the next one.
This is what it's like to be an adult.
Adulting.
Gosh. All right. Well, everyone, this has been our episode of A4NB4Y, covering the endless night and meeting Jabun. So yeah, next time we will be going towards them Triangle Islands. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time on A for No, B for Yes.
Hail to the king, baby.
Did you get all that?
Those aliens are gonna pay for shooting up my parents.
Okay.
Keep it in.
The Joker's gonna pay. Shake it, Joker.